It was 2 weeks ago. We drove to Kankakee, Illinois, to Grandma Alice's funeral. And earlier in the year, we drove to Kankakee, Illinois, and we celebrated Grandma Alice's 100th birthday. Grandma Alice is my wife's grandmother. And on the way back, my brother-in-law back there in group 10, Bob, suggested, let's skip Interstate 65 and let's take Indiana Highway 52 back home so we could see the windmills. You know, we live in the state of Indiana. Indiana doesn't have wind farms, but he swore that they were wind farms. And so I thought, I got kind of excited about it. Let's go see the wind farms in Indiana. And so we, rather than taking I-65, we took Indiana State Highway 52. I was pleased as soon as we got on to 52 to see this was a 4-lane highway, and I was excited. Boom. But one of the things that I hadn't quite anticipated was that the speeding laws are different, the limitations are different on an Indiana State Highway as opposed to the interstate. Well, I was on Indiana State Highway 52 maybe 2 minutes before I got tagged by a nice police officer. He pulled me over. I did let it slip that we were driving back from a funeral. And he was nice enough to let me off with a warning ticket. I decided to study this experience. You know, once you get into this game we're playing, you start paying attention to all your experience. So I decided to study, okay, what was I experiencing? And part of what I experienced, the first thing I experienced was an intrusion, and then an encounter with this nice police officer. It was an intrusion and it was an encounter, and furthermore, it arrested my consciousness that I came to stop. My world stopped. It arrested my consciousness. And then I paid attention as I took off down the road, and I sort of watched to see how long it would take me to flip back into my normal habits. It didn't take very long at all. As soon as he was out of sight, you know, actually my wife was kind enough to then impose the cruise control the rest of the way home. I paid attention to this. And the thing is that when we have these encounters, we encounter a not me, and not me. You and I encounter not me's all day long. And if you don't know what a not me is, go get married. Go invite 6 10-year-olds over for a slumber party. Go teach an illiterate adult to read. Go provide a hospice service for someone you love. And you will encounter a not me. A not me is when my will encounters another will, and I get to know a not me. And with most of our lives, we head on down the road and forget the encounter and go back to our old habits. However, there are those events in our lives, those intrusions, those encounters that stop us, that force us to encounter the absolute, where we encounter the ultimate not me. Usually it has an element of death somewhere in there, or destruction, or disease, or divorce, or some element where whatever I defined as normal, as whole, in my body, in my family, in my relationships, that is threatened, that is intruded upon, is encountered. And normal gets destroyed. So that when the ultimate not me intrudes upon our reality, we miss an opportunity to grow, to evolve, to be transformed if we too quickly rush back and try to recreate normal. Muhammad Ali likes to say, if you're 50 years old and you have the same perspective that you had at age 20, you just wasted 30 years.